Day 13 of the war. Iranian state television interrupts its broadcast for an emergency announcement. The world holds its breath. On the screen, a still portrait of Mojtaba Khamenei. The announcer begins to read the text of the address. The leader himself is not there. No video, no voice. Only a photograph and a stranger's voice. This is how the new supreme leader of Iran addressed his people for the first time after 12 days of war. War with the U.S. and Israel. No one knows if he is alive, where he is, or if he is capable of governing the country at all. Today, we will analyze: who is Mojtaba Khamenei, how did he become the leader, and why his silence says more than any words. 56-year-old Mojtaba Khamenei operated in the shadows of Iranian politics for many years. He never held any official positions. He was not elected by the people and had no public profile. But behind this external silence was enormous influence. According to U.S. and Israeli intelligence, he coordinated a significant portion of the IRGC's covert operations. This included financing and strategic support for the so-called Axis of Resistance movements across the region. In 2019, the U.S. Department of the Treasury imposed harsh personal sanctions against him for his hidden role, for acting as an informal representative of his father, Ali Khamenei, without being officially appointed to any post. But how exactly did this man from the shadows end up at the very top of the hierarchy in the midst of a full-scale war? On February 28th, his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed in massive U.S.-Israeli airstrikes on his residence. Almost all of Mojtaba's close relatives died with him. He was left alone in the very center of the political storm. According to his own words, he learned about his appointment as supreme leader just by watching a news bulletin. The IRGC exerted unprecedented pressure on the members of the Assembly of Experts, demanding an immediate vote. The atmosphere of this meeting, held online during the bombings, was described by participants as completely unnatural. On March 8th, Mojtaba Khamenei was officially named the new supreme leader and elevated to the rank of Ayatollah. But even after his official appointment, the world continues to ask, where is Mojtaba Khamenei himself? 13 days have passed since the war began, yet there is no video of him, no audio recording, just silence. His office's Telegram channel published only text and handwriting samples, intended as a symbol of continuity. Khomeini, Ali Khamenei, and allegedly his own script. But experts still debate their authenticity today. U.S. sources claim Mojtaba was seriously injured in the same strike that killed his father and family. Reports suggest a foot fracture and facial lacerations. This explains his inability to appear on camera. According to CNN, state television may be using neural networks to create his likeness for the public. This leads to the ultimate question: who is really running Iran? Is he a true leader or just a figurehead? Israeli analyst Benny Sabti stated bluntly, he does not believe Khamenei, the younger, is truly leading the nation. In his assessment, the country is being managed by the old guard from his father's era, using him as a symbol. The structure of his address supports this. The text mirrors Ali Khamenei's style, offering no new ideas. But the content of this address shocked the world. Let's look at what the new leader of Iran actually said. The most critical announcement: the Strait of Hormuz will remain blocked as a lever against his enemies. It is necessary to continue using the leverage of blocking the strait, he confirmed in his speech. Oil prices immediately surged past $120 a barrel. The global economy is now under direct threat. The IEA released hundreds of millions of barrels from reserves, the largest intervention in history. Khamenei vowed to avenge every death, citing the strike on a girls' school in Minab that killed hundreds. We will not renounce vengeance for the blood of martyrs. Every killed Iranian is a reason for revenge. He issued an ultimatum: close all U.S. bases in neighboring countries immediately, or they will be attacked. Iran's targets are U.S. infrastructure, he claimed, not the sovereign states of the region themselves. I recommend closing these bases. American statements about ensuring peace are nothing but lies. Most alarmingly, Iran is studying the possibility of opening new fronts where the enemy is least prepared. Activation will occur at points where the adversary is most vulnerable, a challenge to global security. Khamenei thanked allies from Yemen, Lebanon, and Iraq, calling them Iran's best friends and part of its values. Iran demands compensation. In 13 days, thousands of civilian targets and residential buildings were destroyed. If refused, Iran promises to inflict similar damage on the territory of its adversaries worldwide. The reaction to this speech was immediate, exposing deep fractures within Iran's own leadership. President Pezeshkian hinted at a readiness for peace, but leader Khamenei sent the opposite signal. No truce, vengeance for his father, and the destruction remains the new leader's top priority. Analysts note, the focus on war allows the regime to evade addressing the country's actual mounting problems. Iranian society is divided. Some believe in the leader's courage, while others are crushed by the hardships. Experts from Tehran University call the speech bold in the face of constant threats from Washington. But many remember the protests of 2025. The nation's economy is on the brink of total collapse. The assessment is harsh. There is no path to peace, no hope for a better future for ordinary Iranians. The casualty figures are staggering, thousands dead across the region, including American service members. Over 3 million people are internally displaced. Iran faces a humanitarian catastrophe of immense scale. Mojtaba Khamenei addressed his nation, but the world never heard his voice, only a stranger's words and a photo. Is he alive? Does he control the IRGC, or are others governing from behind the scenes in his name? But the message is clear. The new leader has chosen his father's path: war, vengeance, and no mercy. Donald Trump declared the war will end only when he wants it to. The world waits for a resolution. 3 leaders, 3 ultimatums, and not a single step toward each other. The deadlock remains. Stay tuned to our channel. The situation is changing by the minute. Stay with us. Goodbye. The IRGC is not just an army, it's a vast engine of influence that Mojtaba managed from the shadows for years. The assembly of experts was forced to decide under immense pressure. It was a moment of historic choice. Handwriting analysis became a symbol of continuity, but many see only a carefully crafted mystification. The regional economy is paralyzed. Blocking the strait strikes at the very heart of global trade. Shock. Cyber wars and covert sabotage may become the new face of this conflict, a new era of global threats. The international community demands answers. Diplomatic efforts yield no results. Tensions continue to rise. Ordinary Iranians suffer from sanctions and shortages, the price the people pay for their leaders' ambitions. What lies ahead for the Middle East? The future is obscured by war, yet the hope for peace always endures. Peace is the one thing no leader will speak of aloud. It's time for silence and deep reflection on what is next. We will continue to watch every step of the new leader. Subscribe for our updates. Goodbye. Take care. Thank you for watching. This has been a special report on Iran's invisible leader. Until next time. Finale. Our broadcast has concluded. Stay with us for the deepest analysis of world politics. Final reflection. Donald Trump reminded the world that Tehran alone won't dictate terms. The high-stakes game continues. This was a special project, searching for answers in history's shadows. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.